All right, guys, how's it going? Eastbayanglers out here talking all about Jenkinson Lake Sly Park today, and I'm going to tell you guys the absolute truth about this park because, you know, if you guys have been to Jenkinson Lake, it's visited by 300 plus thousand people a year. It is absolutely a destination for a lot of people as they go up, as they come down the mountains. Sometimes it's just a nearby getaway for a lot of people. So Jenkinson Lake is nestled, you know, in Pollock Pines, and I'll tell you guys, the bite has been terrible. And I'm not too far. I've got an annual pass there, and I can tell you, as a somebody who's here all the time, that it's been really difficult dealing with Jenkinson Lake. I mean, it's not an easy lake. What I mean by that is, I'm talking about as far as your access, safety, as far as etiquette, on the water etiquette, mostly, especially, you know, as the end of spring all the way to the end of fall, people get really out of control out there. People are getting hurt because, you know, some people are not being smart, maybe being reckless. And I've seen some things, I've had some things happen to me. And, you know, what I want to talk to you guys today about is, if you're going fishing at Jenkinson Lake, the ramps are closed pretty much. The second ramp is open, and it's, you know, it's very difficult for a lot of people. So if you're not in tip-top shape and you don't have everything, you know, if you're not able to do the worst ramps possible, it's one of the worst ramps I can, you know, think of. For such a small lake to have one of the worst ramps I can think of in the state, that's saying something. So the second ramp is terrible. The first ramp hasn't been opened since, oh my, feels like it's been going on 9-10 months. But this is like a reoccurring theme. So for you guys considering getting an annual pass at Jenkinson Lake, do not. It's not worth your money. A lot of the times, you know, people in the past might have said it was, but between the mass amount of people that we have coming up, the amount of days that you can't go because of wind, snow, or whatever condition, you've got Saturdays, Fridays, and Sundays are completely off limits at least 8 months of the year. And from there, you know, it just goes on and on. And the crowds, oh my gosh, literally herds of people. I mean, it's insane. The trails are not fun to walk, and just unfortunately, there's a lot of negative at Jenkinson Lake I wanted to enlighten people about. You know, the waterfalls is great this time of year, but they block off the most easily accessible, quickest route to it. They make you go the other way, which is much more dangerous. And then when they open up that area, the falls are not going nearly as good. And when the falls do end up, they're slowing down, actually. So when you get to see them, you're not seeing it at the peak. You're not seeing it in all its glory. And you're going to miss a lot of it. Sometimes most people come up here to see the waterfall, and what they get is a trickle. I don't think that's fair, but Jenkinson Lake takes your money anyway. Let's talk about some really big things happening at Jenkinson Lake. Big news. All right. First of all, another area is blocked off that we can't fish over, actually, at Park Creek feeding in, which is where everybody likes to go up and kayak and do all kinds of things. But that's blocked off, and I'm not sure when or if that'll ever change. It's got a massive buoy now. It's absolutely depressing. Hopefully, I heard some news that it's potentially going to get lifted. So I'm hoping, based on that guy, was a very credible. I trust that guy that said that, but you just never know. I mean, but so as far as that, there's that going on, and there's even more news. You know, they're raising the prices again this year, again, even though we continue to not get stuff we pay for. It's incredible. Okay, so then what was the other big news? There was another major I had it in the tip of my tongue. Jenkinson Lake right now, the water temps, let's go through water temps. They're as cold as they ever get. The bite is terrible because of that. And so they're about to get some new ramps at Jenkinson Lake. For those of you that don't know, all of you pretty much, new ramps, twice as long, really big, wider, longer. Wow, that's big. That's big. So that we don't know when that's going to happen because PG&E is in the parking lot, and they've been in the parking lot for like 6-7 months, and they've basically stolen our day use access. So the day use has been very concentrated for locals and people that are coming from wherever. We're all forced to share the same trail, the same getaway, the same little piece of, you know, heaven. We're out there at a time of year we expect to be alone. A lot of us want to be alone, and there's way too many people. So PG&E, you know, I paid for my access there. A lot of people did. It's been unfortunate, you know. The front boat launch, they kind of have that whole area just roped off, and they kind of harass you there with their security and ask you what you're doing there, which is not the question. The question is, what are they doing there? Okay, and then what else is going on, guys? I mean, there's so much news with Jenkinson Lake Sly Park this year. There's more buoys in the lake than there's ever been. Okay, there's been extra buoys added into the lake. I'm counting 4 so there's 4 more buoys in the lake. For those of you that are going to be jet skiing, for those of you that are going to be doing whatever you're doing, wakeboarding and all that fun stuff, there's that, as well as the fact that Jenkinson Lake has a 15-mile-per-hour speed limit right now, and that will not be lifted. Well, we don't know when, but I'm assuming unless we actually hit full 15-mile-per-hour limit. Keep that in mind if you guys are coming out. Man, what's up? We got a lot of copters today. I was at the lake earlier. Copters everywhere. It's getting crazy out here. Copter day. But there is one more big news, big thing happening out there, and I'm trying to remember. Oh yes, the waterfalls. For all of you, and there's a lot of you, including myself, that really enjoy going to the waterfall, they've actually created a big, let's call it a small obstacle course around the creek. It's the waterfall itself, so that you can't go in and swim or do any of the cool things that we like to do in there. And they're acting like they don't like the presence of people, and that, you know, that's a man-made particular structure. So, yeah, there's really no reason why we can't, except now they're telling us we can't. So we definitely lost a lot of features this year, and we've been losing access points, well, for the last 3 years, but this last year was just disastrous. It felt like out of my 12-month pass, I feel like 9 months of it was almost shot. I mean, it's that bad. So if you guys are getting the Jenkinson pass, the pass out there, you know what I'm talking about. You know, if you guys are paying just to come in, that's probably the better way to do it. And the fishing, you know, at that lake has definitely gotten more difficult. I mean, the fish are getting more and more, we could use the word conditioned, but we could also just use the word wise. These fish are getting very wise, and yeah, you know, you got to keep trying different things. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned, we got more coming. All right, thanks.